I've tried to get things to work in relationship over and over. I don't seem to know how to hold on to relationship. Like, what do I need to make it happen? How do I get it to work? I've just given up.
You make it sound as if holding on to a relationship means it's been a success. Try not to confuse longevity with a job well done. Now, remember, your job on the planet is not to see how long you can stay in a relationship, it's to decide and experience who you really are. Now, this is not an argument for short term relationships, and neither is, a requirement for long term ones. Now, long term relationship, can be very remarkable and it can bring opportunities for growth and fulfillment. That also has, its rewards.
I know. I mean, I've always suspected that. So how do I get there?
First, make sure you get into a relationship for the right reasons. Now, I'm using the word right here as a relative term. I mean, right, relative, to the purpose you hold in your life. As I've said before, most people still enter relationships for the wrong reasons. They have sometimes to end loneliness, to fill a gap. And these are even some of the better reasons, really. Others do so to salve their egos and their depression. Some to improve their sex life. Some even to recover from a previous relationship. Or, believe it or not, to relieve boredom. Now, none of these reasons will work, and neither will the relationship. Well, not unless something dramatic really changes along the way.
Well, I don't enter into my relationships for any of these reasons.
Well, I would challenge that. I don't think you even know why you entered your relationships. I don't think you thought about it this way. I don't think you entered your relationships purposefully. I think you enter your relationships because you fell in love.
That's exactly right.
I don't think you stop to look at why you fell in love. No, what is it to which you responded? What? Needs. A set of needs is being fulfilled for most people. Love is a response to need fulfillment. Everyone has needs. You need this, and they need that. You both see in each other a choice for need fulfillment or a chance to fulfill your needs. So you agree tacitly to a trade. I'll trade you what I've got if you give me what you've got. It's a transaction, but you don't tell yourself the truth about it. You don't say, I trade you very much. Rather, you say, I love you. And then the disappointment begins.
Well, you've made this point before.
Yes, and you've done this thing before, not once, but several times.
Sometimes this dialogue seems to be going around in circles, like you've made the same points over and over again. Sort of like life. Touche, touche, God, touche.
The process here is that you're asking the questions and I'm merely answering them. You see, you ask the same questions three different ways, and I'm obliged to continue answering it, even if it's the same question.
Maybe I keep hoping you'll come up with a different answer. You literally take the romance out of it. When I ask about relationship, what is wrong with just falling head over heels in love without having to think about it?
Nothing. Fall in love with as many people as you like. That way, well, but if you're going to form a lifelong relationship with them, you may want, to do a little thinking. I want to put a little thought to it. On the other hand, if you enjoy going through relationships like water or worse yet, if you enjoy staying in one because you think you have to, then living a life of quiet desperation. If you enjoy repeating these patterns from your past, keep right on doing what you've been doing.
Okay, I get it. Well, you're relentless, aren't you?
Well, that's the thing about truth, isn't it? Truth is relentless. It keeps creeping up on you on every side, showing you what's real. So, I guess that can be annoying. Because it won't leave you alone. Okay. So I want to find the truth for long term relationships. And you say entering relationships purposefully is one of them? Yes, be sure you and your mate agree on purpose. If you both agree at a conscious level that the purpose of your relationship is to create an opportunity, not an obligation, but an opportunity for growth, for full expression, for lifting your lives to their highest potential, for even healing every false thought or small idea you've ever had about you, and for ultimate reunion with me through the communion of your souls. If you take that vow instead of the vows you've been taking, the relationship has begun on a very good note. It has gotten off on the right foot. That's a very good beginning. Well, but it's still no guarantee. It still is no guarantee of success. Well, if you want guarantees in life, perhaps you don't want life. What you want, rather, is a rehearsal, a script, a rehearsal. Because life cannot give you guarantees with whole purposes thwarted. Okay, I get it. Okay, now I've got my relationship off to a very good start. So, how do I keep it going? Now, understand that there will be challenges and difficult times. Do not try to avoid them. Welcome them gratefully. See them as grand gifts from me. Glorious opportunities, even to do what you came into the relationship and life to do. Try very hard not to see your partner as the enemy or the opposition during those times of difficulties. In fact, seek to see that nothing is the enemy or even the problem. Cultivate techniques of seeing all problems as opportunities and even opportunities themselves. I know. Be and decide what you really are. Finally, now you're getting it. Truly, surely, now you are indeed getting it. Although, it does really sound like a pretty dull life to me. Well, then, you are setting your sights too low. Broaden your scope, extend the depths of your vision. You have to. You really have to see more in you than you think there is to be seen. See more in your partner, too. You will never deserve your relationship, nor will you deserve anything or anyone by seeing more in another than they are showing you. For there is more there, much more. It's only their fears that stops them from showing you. If others notice that you see them as more, they will feel safe to show you what you obviously already see. So see more. So what you're really saying is that people tend to live up to the expectations of what you have of them? Is that what you say? Well, something like that, but not quite. I do not particularly like the word expectations here. Why? Because expectations ruin relationships. Let's say that people tend to see in themselves what you see in them. The grander vision, the grander their willingness to assess and display that part of them that we have been showing them. Isn't that the part of the healing process? The process by which we give people permission to let go of every false thought they've ever had about themselves. Do you see what I'm doing here? Isn't that what I'm doing here, actually? That is literally being God. Whoa. I get it.